Okay, guys, sorry about that. I went to check the time on my camera and realized that the video had already cut out. So, I don't think I got too far ahead of you. I just glued all my images down, dried it off, and then trimmed off the excess, and then I tore away some of the edges that didn't dry or that weren't totally stuck down. So I think what I want to do next is I want to use a stencil. I was going to use some texture paste, but decided that takes way too long to dry if I want it to dry properly. So I'm going to use some gesso, some heavy black gesso. And I have a stencil here. It's from TCW, the Crafters Workshop, and it's one of Gabrielle Polacco's stamps. Polacco? It's called Mini Organic Matter Mask. So it's actually a mask, it's not a stencil. But I'm going to use that and a palette knife. And I'm just going to apply the gesso straight to my craft surface. Mostly so I can have more control over where it goes. We're going to see how this goes. I don't really have a lot of confidence in this. I tend to not have that much luck when using a liquid medium on a stencil, so we'll see. Yeah, not too bad. A little bit of leakage. But nothing that's going to make me quit. The good thing, though, about using the gloss gel is that you guys can, it's pretty much made your surface, non-porous. That's the word. So you could just wipe it off if you don't like what you did, or you almost dragged your paper through. Oh, no, I did. Somewhere, for sure. And so you get kind of a cool impression too when you don't use anything and you just let the whatever's left on the stencil get picked up. Oh, I didn't do anything. And never mind the noise in the background. That's one of my cats doing something strange and unusual. Smokey. Hold on. Hey. Great. Sorry about that, you guys. Sometimes when I'm filming, they like to do stuff because they know I'm not paying any attention. And here I just flipped it over. Just to kind of get more of that reverse impression. And I think I'm happy with that. Going to try to salvage this onto a different sheet of paper. I actually just stuck it into my palette. I'm pretty sure I'll come up with a use for that later. So, I'm going to dry this off again. And then I will be right back. Also going to wash my stencil. Wash your stencils right away, you guys. So, this is dry, and to kind of get more of a 3D effect on this, I really blasted this gesso like really close up with my heat tool. Because when you use super heat gesso, it starts to puff up kind of like modeling paste will, you know, like that. So that's what I did, just to kind of add a little bit of dimension to it. These impression bits don't puff up though, because they're really thin layers, so they just dried right away. But some of this is textured, and I'm liking that. I'm also thinking that it's almost a little dark, but I'm not really too worried about that, because I know I'm going to add some lighter stuff, some white into it a little bit later. Now I considered, before I started to lay down my final pieces, knocking some of this stuff back with some white gesso, but then decided I didn't want to do that, because I really kind of like the mishmash I have going on here. So I'm just going to add some color. I'm going to use some Prima Memory Hardware Artisan Powder. And I don't have all of them, but I've got a couple of colors. And I will say, this stuff has been kind of an interesting experience, I guess, experiment in patience, because it's been kind of a learning experience. I thought it was going to be a lot easier to use than it was, and it was not. But we're going to keep playing with it till I get it. So have this one in French blue. That's a really dark blue. I have French sage, which is a really pretty color green, and then this Trianon patina, which is like a teal turquoisey color. And so what I'm going to do is, these are just pigment powders, you guys. You could do the same thing with sprays, or I think Brusho has a pigment powder, but it comes in these little shakers. So I'm just gonna dole some out into the caps. That way I don't run the risk of knocking them over or adding in more than I want to. And like I said, this surface is a non-porous surface now because I used that soft gloss gel. So if I don't like it, I can just wipe it all off and start over. Which is possibly what will happen, but who knows? We'll think positive. I might just go with it, because part of the fun of art journaling is just the experimenting with various mediums. So we'll see. So what I'm going to do is spray down my sheet and then drop in the color with a brush and go from there. I also, I thought about this while I was drawing. The thickness of this board is almost like a cereal box. So, if you had a cereal box you wanted to use, you totally could. And just cover up the shiny printed side. So I'm just dipping my brush into the color and then dropping it onto my page. It doesn't look like much now. But it just needs more water to get a little bit more mobile. I think. I don't know if the camera will pick it up. It's really subtle color right now. Especially because the background is craft colored, so. I do know from my experience that this French blue color is really strong, so I'm being really careful with where I put it. So I'm just going to move this around and let that water kind of pick up some more of the pigments. and get them working. And then kind of randomly splattering these colors all over will help to tie in everything together to make it look like it was all kind of an intentional image. And as you can see, I've colored my fingers, so I'm just going to grab a baby wipe while I consider what to do next. I think I'm pretty happy with this. So what I'm going to do is just kind of tamp off some of the excess water with this baby wipe, and then I'm going to dry it again and come back and be a little more aggressive with my coloring. Alright, so I've dried that off, and it wasn't as vibrant as I was kind of hoping for. But I'm not upset with any of the results or anything. You can kind of see it. I'll bring it up close for you guys. Maybe you can kind of see some of the spots where the color picked up really well. Like I said, these powders have been kind of a learning experience for me. And every time I think I know what to do with them, I am incorrect and wrong. But, they did add in a little bit of color on here, which is kind of nice. So what I think I'm going to do instead is, since I've colored everything but my paper blue, like my mat, I'm going to use my Distress Oxides, because I don't think I'm going to be applying a bunch of water or anything else to this. So I think we'll use peacock feathers and some cracked pistachio and go from there. Different brush. I'll work off to the side. I just realized right now how creaky my chair is. That's gotta be annoying for you guys. So sorry. So just gonna get those wet. And I just kind of sprayed my brush a little bit so it wasn't completely dry. And I think I'm just gonna pick up some color and add that in along the edges. And still not too worried about it being really perfect. I'm just going to kind of get this on here, and then I'm going to spray it a little bit more and let those colors run. And I can already tell you guys I'm already going to like this better than what I was doing before. Pick up some of that cracked pistachio, add that on top. gotten that all wet, I think I'm just going to hit the places where I want it to move. You can see like the color is starting to pull up right here on the bottom, so we're just going to tilt that back. Rock that around a bit. And that'll give us some more movement and some dispersal of color. Wipe that off before I drag anything through it. And I'm just going to pick up some of the color off of my focal points here so that they don't get too ruined or anything or blotted out. Because we can't cover up Peter, you guys. And then I'm going to dry this off again, so we'll be right back. Alright, so that's mostly dry again, and I decided that I wanted to get some more of this cracked pistachio in there, and maybe another color, maybe some walnut stain. That sounds delightful. So I'm going to use another TCW stencil. Yeah. This one, which is called Mini Antiquities. There's the label. And a stencil brush. You could use a distress tool if you have one. I have discovered that I enjoy using a brush more than I do a stencil tool for something like this. And so I'm just going to pick up some of that color and decide where I want this. And I'm just going to go over the stencil. The cool thing about Distress Oxide is that it's kind of semi-opaque. Some of the other colors are really opaque, but I've noticed, especially on the lighter colors, they're only semi-opaque. And unlike Distress Ink, which is totally transparent, so even though this background is pretty dark, we should still be able to see this pretty clearly. Or I could see it pretty clearly. I don't know if you guys can see it very well. Maybe like that. Hopefully that focused. But I like that. And I'm going to go back over this with some walnut ink too. So that one you guys will probably be able to see better because it is pretty opaque. So I think I like that. I was kind of thinking that the peacock feathers kind of dominated the cracked pistachio in that. Although now that I've said it, I think I do want to do a piece with the peacock feathers. And so, when I switch colors, I only have one of these brushes. I'm probably going to go pick up some more. I got this one from Joann's a long time ago. I just kind of give it a quick rinse, quote unquote, so to speak. With a baby wipe, just so I don't transfer the color from one ink pad to the other, but I'm not really worried about having like a blending of colors on my page or anything like that. Yeah, okay. Maybe I will use a different stencil for the walnut. So, sorry, I'm going to dig through all my stencils right now. so I have a art anthology stencil, and this one is, I think the name's on it. So the name is Dot Matrix. That's some art anthology. I got that at the Stampin' Scrapbook Expo last year. But they have a website if you guys are interested. They have some really good stencils. They have other things like art mediums and stuff, but I've never tried any of that. But I do like their stencils a lot. Yeah, okay, I like that. I don't know. I know this might look busy to some of you guys. I like it. I know that my art journaling style tends to be a little busy. So you guys might prefer something simpler. And occasionally, not always, but occasionally I tend to do some simple pages too. So I'll try to do some of those too throughout the year. I think this is just having a play. Since it's been a long time since I've art journaled anything, you guys, because like I said, I have been really stressed with my job, and now I have a different position, which is less stressful. So I'm really thankful for that. Because you kind of forget like how much you enjoy certain things. You know, when you're really stressed out, and I think it's just sometimes good to do the things that make you happy. So I like the dots. I think they're kind of tying everything in together and bringing everything into the background. And sorry, my head's probably all up in the frame because I'm just trying to get a closer look at what I got going on here. Alright, so what I'm going to do is cover this up. And I'm not really going to worry about washing these right away because that Distress Oxide will wash off anytime. And if it stains, I'm not worried, because it's not like gesso or texture paste where it's stuck to the stencil for life and it ruins everything afterwards. So don't worry about that if you choose to do the same thing that I just did. I think I'm going to, oh, there's stuff all over my fingers. I'm going to spray some water in my hands and just kind of drop it in there and fling it across the page. This will cause that Distress Oxide to oxidize. Especially in the places that I stenciled. The places that I painted on will already have been oxidized because I used water to mix them, but this will just pick up some of the stencil work in the background and give that a bit of an oxidization. So I'm going to dry this, and then when we come back, we'll gild up that little chipboard piece that I forgot where I set down and probably covered it up with paper. So I'll see you guys in a second. Alright, so we're back. This has gotten some time to dry. I did find my chipboard piece. Luckily I did not stick it underneath the pile of paper. I thought I stuck it under. So I think, trying to think of what color foil I want to use to go with this, and I think I'm going to go with gold. And I've got some of these, I've had these for like ever, some of these Prima rub-on foils, and I have two sets. I think I'm going to use this one I do have like a sparkly holographic one too, but I don't think that'll match kind of what I'm going for here. I think I'm going to use this darker gold color. Because this one's really, it's crazy. I mean, I love it, but it's crazy. And I could use my gilding flakes, but I don't want to go deal with that mess unless I'm going to do a bunch of things at the same time, because those little pieces get everywhere. I'm going to take the sheet out and take this. And like I said, it dries tacky, so this is really sticky right now. So we should get a pretty good impression. I'm going to stick that on the bottom. Doesn't matter where you stick it. You can stick it anywhere. I just don't want to waste anything. And I'm going to take my bone folder and use that to kind of buff it on, I guess. And this will just make sure that we get a really good adhesion of foil to chipboard. Like better than I could get with my finger. Although you could use your fingernail. I just don't want to. The back of the spoon would work too. If you don't have any foils, you could always use paint. You could just paint it to get that same effect. I have a ton of foil because I just really love metallics. I have a lot of metallic stuff, so you guys will probably see that as a reoccurring theme in my videos. And I think pretty good, but right here on the edge it didn't really pick up very well. So I'm just going to hit that again. And the cool thing here is that, like, you'll know right away if you missed it, because that glue, like I said, stays tacky, and it'll catch anywhere that you missed. So there we go. I'm pretty happy with that. I'm going to put that probably right about here. I had thought about maybe here, but I don't know. I think I like it kind of off center. Maybe here. We'll see. And so I was thinking that this is now, because it's kind of gotten all over the place, it's gotten a little dark, so I might add some white splashes maybe. Yeah, that sounds like a plan. I've got just some white gesso to do that with. Sorry, checking the time on my video so it doesn't cut out again without my awareness. This spray bottle, man. That's probably too much water. We'll see. It's way more paint than I need, that's for sure. You could do this with any brush. I have this little tiny fan brush, and so that's what I'm going to use. Yeah, I think I like that. And just going to pick it up off the places that I don't really want it. And then I just smash it all back onto her face again. Okay, I think I'm happy with that. You can definitely go overboard with the splashes. And so I'm going to stop myself before I do. And as you can see, I apparently can't handle the splashes because it's all over everything now. So I'm going to give this another dry. And then we'll talk finishing touches. So we're back. All the white splatters have dried off a bit. And I started thinking that I wanted to have some more script or text in the page. So I went and grabbed some rub-ons. These are 7 Gypsies rub-ons from a couple of different packets. And I don't even know if the packets have names. They just have numbers. So hopefully you guys can see that one. And I think I took some from this one. These rub-ons are really great, you guys. I think the majority of the ones 7 Gypsies has. I have a ton of rub-ons, so I've got even a couple more of the Tim Holtz ones just sitting here on the side in case I want some more stuff. And then I got a sticker from this pack I got at Tuesday Morning, and it's just called Tiny Text by Cosmo Cricket, which I've never even heard of, so who knows if they're still in business. I haven't really stuck it down permanently yet. I just kind of set it on there so I could get an idea of what I was looking at. And I'm going to grab my super duper fancy rub-on tool, the popsicle stick, and go to town with these rub-ons. So this has been a pretty long video. I think even after I edit it, it's definitely still probably going to be like 50 minutes long-ish. So thanks for hanging in, you guys who have. I won't make the future videos this long. I think I'm going to try to keep them at 30 minutes or less for the art journal videos. But I just kind of wanted to get on here and chit-chat with you guys and try something new. And for those of you who have hung around this long, you're in luck because I am currently at 91 subscribers for my channel, which isn't a lot, or it doesn't seem like a lot, but for me it's a lot. It's way more than I ever thought I would have. So I'm about to hit 100, and as soon as I hit 100, there's going to be a giveaway. And I haven't really decided everything I'm going to put in this giveaway. I'll make a separate video for that when I have reached a conclusion that I like, or a package that I like, but you guys who have hung around till the end of this video are going to be the first one to know about it. And so, you know, thanks for watching my videos, thanks for hanging in here. All the feedback and stuff I've gotten these past couple months and all the support has been really wonderful. And I'm just so thankful that there are people who like what I do and subscribe and watch my videos. So thank you guys for that. And hopefully I'll get 9 more subscribers before the end of the month. And that giveaway will happen pretty soon. I think I will. I'm pretty confident, and like I said in the beginning of the video, there's lots of stuff coming up this year. This year's going to be, I'm going to try to be really productive this year and get some stuff done, and I think I'm most looking forward to having my own Etsy shop. I don't think I'm going to be blowing, you know, out out my wallet or anything like that. It's not going to be like a big boom to my bank account or anything like that. But I will think it's nice because there's a lot of journals that I want to make that I couldn't see myself keeping. And, you know, I don't want to have to track down a bunch of people to do swaps with. I'd rather just get them to people who would appreciate them. And I think with some of the stuff I have planned, a lot of people will like what I've got coming up. And this will just be a way to share my art and my passion with the rest of you guys. So, I guess that's it for all the mushy feelings and stuff. I would definitely recommend these Seven Gypsies rub-ons, you guys. They go on like butter. Like, they go on so easy. And they have a lot of really gorgeous things and themes. They have like a vintage ladies theme and a travel one. And there's like one with animals. One that's a little more, not necessarily steampunky, but like industrial. I really like that one. And it's hard because I like to hoard my rub-ons. Like, I love rub-ons a lot. So I like to, like, hoard them all. So it's not very often. Like, I will probably use them all the time. But I tend to, like, save images. So I'm going to try really hard. Like I said, there's all that stuff that you just get and you accumulate and you want to use. But you just never get around to using it. So I'm going to try to do that with this series. And I kind of like, because they're on parchment paper, which is neat, but I've never gotten like 100% impression with them. They're all kind of like crackled and distressed looking, and I think that's just really neat. It's like the big draw to me, and I know some people want it to be like really clean and crisp. Like the Tim Holtz rub-ons, they go on real nice, like photo perfect, but I like this more grunged up looking distress look. So I'm going to stick these two pieces down, and then I think some of my finishing touches, and this is, I'm just using some Tombow Mono Liquid Aqua Glue, which is usually my main glue. But I think for my finishing touches is I'm going to try to incorporate some more of that gold, the gold that I put onto this, on the page, just so it doesn't look so out of the ordinary. I don't know, I was being so particular with glue. I was being silly. Should just cover it and go. That will take a little bit to dry, but not very long. And like, this sticker is sticky, but I like to have a little extra security and just add a little bit of glue to the back of it, so I know that it's definitely not going to go anywhere. Oh, and because my fingers are blue, my sticker's now blue, but that's fine. So this is kind of a little message that I've made for myself here as my title. And this is an EK Success dual tip pen. They sell these at Target. But I'm just going to go around this word block. Whoop. Probably should wait till it dries, but whatever. Kind of give it like a sketchy sort of frame. I'm sorry, my head was probably all in that shot. So, I have some Prima Art Alchemy wax, which is like my favorite thing in the world to use. If you guys have been following this channel, I probably use it on every project. And I'm going to grab the one that's gold. Which is somewhere. Gotta find it, sorry. This is one of those things, like, I should have just been prepared, but sometimes I don't plan that far ahead. So I need a better storage system for these, I think. Something that would be easier than just a big stack of them to go through. And knock over, apparently, because that's what I'm doing right now. Yeah, so this is vintage gold. And I'm just going to get some of that on my finger and go around the edges. And the cool thing is that it'll pick up all sorts of textures from the background, the brush strokes, the some of that black gesso will catch it. It doesn't take a lot. You could do the same thing. I have like a Deco Art metallic luster thing that's also in gold, and I could use that too. It's pretty much the same thing conceptually. Or if you have like a Inca gold, that would work too. I'm going to fold it. I already scored the fold. Probably should have told you guys to do the same thing. But I'm going to just get in there with that too. And I'm not really worried about being precise or anything like that. I'm just going over it really lightly with my fingers. And then I think I like the way that the black looks with the gold on it. So I'm going to be real light and just kind of go over that black. And hit some of these images on the outside. And that way it'll kind of all tie in together. We gotta bling up Peter a little bit, give him some shine. I don't know why, I just love that title so much, you guys. So thank you, April. That was definitely a good find. So what I think I will do is end the video here. And I'm going to go and put the eyelets into the holes and pick up my paper and put that all together. And I will post the pictures on Instagram. And I will make sure that I leave my handle in the description box down below. And you guys can see what it looks like when it's finished. And then the next video in this series will be where we go through and make a page for this book. Yeah, I like that a lot. And, so thanks for watching, guys. Give me a like, share, subscribe, do whatever you want, and have a great day. Bye.